My name is Hajah McGee. I'm here representing not just myself, but my husband, who is now at MCI Norfolk, serving a life without parole sentence um, for a false conviction. So it's not easy. It's the barriers are there. You face a lot of judgment as a family member. You face a lot of judgment as a community. You face a lot of judgment, especially as a woman, because a lot of your peers look at you and be like, "What? You married to somebody that's what? He's doing what? Girl, move on with your life." But life doesn't stop. And when you have someone that's a loved one that's incarcerated, it is the most shameful thing in the world. But there's not enough groups out there for us to be able to voice our pain, our hurt, our agony. So I just don't stand here as a wife. I stand here as a sister because my brother's been locked up. I stand here as a mother who has a son who's raising that son in today's society. I stand here as a friend who has watched many friends go down the pipeline. Of one minute you think they're at summer camp and you come to find out they was getting held down for a few months. It is not easy. I also work in the community at the Norfolk Juvenile Court with a lot of juveniles that come through. They've now revamped the CHINS process to now the CRA, Child Requiring Assistance. I see a lot of youth come down that line, not going to school, not following directions, not doing what they need to do. You're in the streets. You got probation chasing you. You got all these different people looking after you. But then in the end, you don't realize that when they make that decision to take your freedom, that's it. They hit that gavel. That's the beginning of that's the beginning of your life. So I speak to you, young youth, young men, young women of today, of this generation. Be mindful. To my young sisters, be mindful of who you are. Never let nobody identify you. Never let nobody label you, because it only takes one person in our life to say something negative, and that's it. But it also takes someone else to be able to say something positive, and we could do many things. I grew up in the city of Boston. I grew up in a very, I would call it a combat zone, if you want to call it that. But I didn't fall victim to none of the things that they said we would fall inevitable to. I ask you and I plead with you and I beg you and I tell you every day, and I tell the youth every day, and I tell the judges and the probation officers, the DCF workers, I tell them we have to be real with these youth, these young adults, because their reality is real with them on a consistent basis. It is not easy dealing with today's society. It's not easy dealing with the things that we are dealing with in the city of Boston.